It's a secret list that can cost you, your family, or your job, and once you're on it, it can be very hard to get off.
While some changes are being made to the law, many experts say it doesn't go far enough. 7 Action News investigator Heather Catallo has details.
The state maintains a secret list called the Child Abuse and Neglect Central Registry, and the sole power to label you an abuser lies not with a judge or a jury, but with Child Protective Services workers.
It's heartbreaking.
Anita Bell says she's never been convicted of a crime, but Bell's name has been put on a state-run list as a child abuser. It's called the Michigan Child Abuse and Neglect Central Registry.
Where is the due process?
The Central Registry is maintained by Child Protective Services workers inside Michigan's Department of Human Services, or DHS. Right now, there are about 275,000 people on that secret list, and many of them don't even realize they're on it. You don't have to be found guilty in court to be put on the registry. All it takes is the word of CPS staffers to label you an abuser, which can prevent you from getting certain jobs or doing volunteer work.
A sex offender gets to be convicted beyond a reasonable doubt, and then they're placed on the sex offender registry. But parents and grandparents, teachers, for goodness sake, a child could just make up something.
It was Anita Bell's granddaughter who accused her and other relatives of spanking. And Bell's case shows just how inconsistent the rules to get on the list can be. Take a look at the CPS investigative report that recommends Bell not be placed on the registry.
In your CPS report, they say you should not be placed on the central registry.
That's correct.
So how did you get put on the registry?
I don't know.
As the law stands now, once you're on the registry, you're on for life. You can ask for a hearing in front of an administrative law judge to be taken off the list, although it's not easy to do. But the law is changing in September. The new law will limit your time on the registry to 10 years, unless you were put on the list for criminal sexual conduct, battery, life-threatening injuries, or abandonment. But those labels are not always what they seem. The 7 investigators have documented many cases of parents being accused of abandonment or neglect when they were simply trying to get help for their children from the state.
The current reforms don't go far enough.
Attorney Elizabeth Warner is suing the governor and DHS because she says the Central Registry is unconstitutional.
You just get on the registry by a push of a button by one worker.
With no verification that the crime was actually committed.
They believe that their investigation, even if it's one-sided, is all they need to ruin somebody's life.
What do you say to the people who say CPS has way too much power?
Well, I think that is sometimes a relatively understandable position, but I also think it's a pretty easy target. Our job, again, is to keep children safe.
CPS State Manager Colin Park says it was actually DHS that initiated many of the reforms.
Folks should not be on there for life unless they're really, really a long-term danger to children.
While the new law makes it mandatory the DHS send you a registered letter telling you that you're on the registry, one thing some legal experts don't like about the changes, you will only have 6 months to ask for your name to be removed before you lose that right. As for Anita Bell, she demanded a hearing to get her name off the Central Registry. But before they ever got in front of a judge, state workers realized they did not have enough evidence, so they had to remove her name. DHS officials tell me the new 10-year limit can be applied retroactively to many of the people on the registry. We have the details on what to do if you're on the list at WXYZ.com. I'm Heather Catallo, 7 Action News.
All right.